Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, on this video I would like to cover some of the things that I think will become luxuries during a time of economic strife that could lead to a Great Depression, or let's say even that we do end up participating in a worldwide conflict. As preparedness-minded individuals, we primarily concentrate on those things that will keep us alive, like food, water, fuel, shelter, etc. And in no way is what I'm showing you here today do I consider a life-saving prep. I consider these to be luxuries, and more so during a time of economic strife or collapse and a time of war. We all know, we can study history and see that, especially during a time of war, a lot of factories go ahead and shift their production in order to support the war effort. And in an economic collapse or a Great Depression, we all know as well that things become less available for a couple of reasons. Because things are just so much more expensive, and or because the factories that create these things just can't get the materials because of the loss of the value of the national currency. What I'm talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, is stocking up on those things that you already use that may and probably will become a luxury during any of the aforementioned events. And in my opinion, it's very important to stock up on these things now. Just like I always say, stock up on your comfort foods. Because as I've previously mentioned, I feel that having a sense of normalcy during any kind of stressful time is just as important as having those other preps that we mainly concentrate on as preppers. We have to keep a sense of normalcy because it gives us hope, ladies and gentlemen. It gives us a little bit of a pep in our step, I guess you could say. Sure, we can get by without our favorite brand of laundry detergent, and you can make your own. But imagine if there were no detergent available at all, or even your favorite fabric softener. Right now, when we see something that is missing from the shelves at the stores, we still have hope that it will be restocked by our next trip. But what if you knew, and everyone in your family knew, that it was not coming back and that it would not be stocked again? So what I'm saying again is that the more of a normal environment and the more that you can maintain the same or closest to the standard of living that you are enjoying today, the better. And ladies and gentlemen, if any of you have read the novel 1984, there's one thing that is always being asked for in that novel, and it's razor blades, like to shave your face. And I think that the razor blade was being used in the case of where it took the place of like everyday things. So whenever that gentleman was asking for a razor blade, I think that took the place of like, hey, people can't even get razor blades. So you can pretty much fill in the blank as to what other things they weren't allowed to or just could not get because they weren't available. Now let me show you some of the things that I picked up, and if you have any ideas or suggestions as to what other things would become luxuries during a collapse, please share it with us by leaving it in the comments below. Now the first thing that I'm going to show you here are these muffin pans that I got at Costco. The muffin pans that we have now, we got at an auction years ago, and they are done, ladies and gentlemen. And I was very pleased to see that these were made in the USA by a family-owned business. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, will be a very big luxury item when the balloon pops. Just look at other countries that have gone through economic collapse or that are going currently through like a Great Depression, how difficult it is for them to get laundry detergent. Now, as I've said in the past, you can make your own laundry detergent, but the trick here is, ladies and gentlemen, is to maintain normalcy, to have those things that your family enjoys now and to have them in quantity. That way, when they become unavailable, you can have a state of normalcy, or at least your family can, and that way you don't have to be stressed more than what you already have to be because you're going through some kind of a crisis, be it a short or a long one. Now all of these products here we use on a daily basis here, and let me tell you what, that OxyClean is a great product. One of the things that I do with that OxyClean is I use it to put my washing machine through a cleanse cycle. I put in about a half a cup of OxyClean and about a half a cup of citric acid, which works really great at getting all of the built up soap scum. Now this will definitely become a luxury item. As many of you saw, I opened up one of my older jars of pepper that I rotated out of my pantry, and this is just filling in the gaps, ladies and gentlemen. Very important to rotate your preps and make sure that you are filling in those gaps as soon as you can after taking something out of your mid to long-term pantry. And this Kitchenaid dish rack, ladies and gentlemen, is just replacing the one that we currently have. It's one of those that has a rubber coating on top of regular steel, and you know when you nick the rubber coating off and it starts to rust? Well, that's what's happened to our old one. We've had it for years. I would say probably at least 5 or 6 years, and it's starting to rust, so we're replacing it with this one, which is kind of nice because this one's all stainless steel. It doesn't have a rubber coating, and it wasn't a bad price at about 16 bucks. I use a Sonic Care toothbrush for my teeth. It's what was prescribed to me by my dentist. I do have some implants in my mouth, and I'll tell you what, these toothbrushes do a great job. So I ended up getting a pack of some of the heads, which are kind of pricey, 40 bucks for those heads, and I think they were on sale for $10 off. And it just happens that the Sonic Care toothbrushes themselves were also on sale, and my wife's toothbrush just happens to be running out of batteries, meaning that the battery is not keeping the full charge anymore because she's been using it for years. So we picked these up. I think these are a great deal, one for my wife, and if and when mine ever fails, we have an extra one on the side, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it's all about normalcy. And this is nothing special, really. It's just something that we can keep produce in. And for whatever reason, whenever we buy produce from the store, we don't have very good luck with it keeping more than a couple of days. So we hope that these containers will help with that. Now, think about all of the things that we import, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine if we do have a conflict with other nations. Do you think we would be able to import the same amount of goods that we do now? What things do you use that may not be available when our politicians fail and take us to war? Get them now while you can. And you definitely can't go wrong with stocking up on batteries. These AA's were on sale and I stocked up on them. I have some battery caddies that I purchased a while back, and I actually have one here that a community member gifted me for Christmas while we met for breakfast here in Fairbanks a couple of months ago. I do have a good amount of rechargeable batteries that I will reserve in the case that these regular alkaline batteries become unavailable. But these are great to have as well. And think about it, they would make a great barterable item. You know, I didn't notice how low I was on batteries until I saw these batteries on sale. So I went and checked my stock. I was like, wow, I'm pretty low on batteries. So I stocked up on them, as you can see. And they're good for 10 years. And I hold them to that because I have some batteries that are about 8 years old or so and are still in really good shape. And a good way to get from having to buy C and D cell batteries is to get these adapters that use AA batteries as well. The C and D cell batteries I have will be the last ones that I ever buy because these adapters right here, they work really well. This, ladies and gentlemen, was Little Miss Alaska Prepper's doing. And in the end, it's the little things that matter, ladies and gentlemen. So having said that, thank you very much for joining in. I truly do hope you got something out of this. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I am out.